Well, for years we've been bombarded with, why are EVs so expensive? Nobody can afford them. When will we get ones we can afford? I'm Dave, welcome to Dave Takes It On. Well, now prices of EVs new and used have crashed. The bombardment has switched to, well, if they lose that much money, why on earth would anybody want to buy one? Well, just where are we? In particular, has anyone recently looked at the used EV market to see what is going on? We have. The results are really surprising. Well, it's a reality that most people cannot afford, or at least justify buying, a brand new car, petrol, diesel or EV. Less than 2 million new cars are sold each year. Many of those are repeat buyers. It's not 2 million new people buying. More likely about half of them are new buyers buying their first new car. The rest are repeat new car buyers who buy and swap regularly. Also, more recently, it's a group that leases, and these, by definition, swap on a regular basis. When a lease comes to the end, they hand it back, probably still need a car of some sort to drive, so they just go and lease another one. That's constant turnover. So the number of EVs bought has just crept up over 1 million in the UK, and at some time over the next few years, most of these will end up being traded in or handed back, and enter the much larger market of used cars. See, about 4 or 5 times as many people buy used cars through dealers as buy new, and probably twice that number buy privately. So, what has managed to trickle down so far? Is it any good? Who might it be for? Well, let's have a look at the 100% electric vehicle used car market. I cannot give any personal recommendations. I've got no idea your circumstances and driving style. Someone who does regular road trips may choose a very different EV to someone who only ever does 15 miles a day for commuting and 20 miles at the weekend. Someone also might always remain loyal to a brand, while others don't care. They'll just go for the best bargain regardless of brand. And also be aware that there are many models not covered here that represent really good value for money, but they're much more difficult to find. So what follows are the main players. Well, just on sheer numbers, we need to start with Tesla. See, while Nissan was one of the original ones, and they've sold 650,000 Leafs ever, and Renault has sold over 350,000 Zoes, Tesla's sold over 6 million. So the bulk of the used car market is theirs. But as a recent entrant, the Model 3 only launched in 2019, they're still quite dear. In comparison, UK average price paid for a used car through a dealer, whatever it is approaching 18,000. Going direct to Tesla for one of their certified pre-owned Model 3s, prices start from just over 20,000. For this, you're going to get a late 2019 standard or possibly a long-range car with sensible mileage. With this age, you'll still get the remainder of the 8-year warranty covering the battery and the drivetrain, so major problems should be rare. These are generally very reliable cars, and don't bother asking for the service history. Tesla does not have any service requirement at all. Merely replace your windscreen wipers as and when required and top up your screen wash. Well, this is a really welcome change to petrol and diesel car drivers who spend hundreds of pounds each year servicing maintenance repairs. At around the average price of a used car of any sort, this is a great introduction to the EV world. You'll have to take a leap into technology, though, if you buy direct from Tesla, because it really is direct. You buy online, you pay a deposit online, and your car will then be delivered ready for you to your nearest dealer. You do have the option to back out, but you'll lose your deposit unless the car is not as described. But the absolute wealth of information you get prior to sale, including very close-up detailed photographs of even the smallest scratch or slightest stain on a seat, means that the cars are always exactly as described. Alternatively, instead of Tesla, you can go to AutoTrader or similar for your used Model 3, and here you find prices are lower. Prices will tend to be around starting about the 15,000 and upwards, depending on the model and mileage. Be aware that while some cars advertised on sites like AutoTrader are dealers, many will be private sales, so you would lose any protection that a dealer could or will give you. Private sale is done there and then. A dealer may be around to honour any warranty given or rectify any faults you may find in the first 3, 6 or 12 months. The choice is yours. With the battery rated about 150,000 miles or more, and many Tesla Model 3s now have done well over 300,000 miles on the original batteries, these are generally fairly safe and reliable. Obviously, if the mileage is less than £120,000, you get the remainder of the Tesla warranty on the battery and drivetrain, and it's not horrendously expensive to take out a third-party warranty. You can get a quote online before you commit, but expect to pay less than you would for the yearly cost of servicing for the car, because it just won't need any. Well, generally very reliable. They suffer from wear and tear on suspension, but that applies to any car of that age and mileage. EVs are absolutely no different. Model-wise, very different. They're much more recent. You don't get them over 2 years old. That's when they were introduced. So they usually have very much lower mileage. And the price is going to be in the £30,000 to £40,000 price range, getting as low as £30,000 if you look privately. Now, being so new, you can expect a much better car, far less issues. Also, to low mileage, you get the remainder of the original Tesla new vehicle 4-year warranty, as well as the battery and drivetrain warranty. That means the whole car's covered. I'm going to head next right down to the lower end of the market before we come back to the mid-range, and here you can find EVs, decent EVs, starting under £2,000. Yeah, 2,000. You'll come across Nissan Leafs from as early as 2012 for in 2,000 to 3,000, price range right up to later models nearing £20,000. But a few bargains can be had with brand new ones with a handful of miles for in the mid-30,000s, and these will be with the larger battery packs. You get a much better range and new features. Renault Zoe start about 2,500 to 3,000, go up to the best part of 20,000. But there are some seeming bargains, 2-year-old supposedly brand new models for 20,000. Check with these, as the battery on Renault Zoes is often leased and you may have to pay a regular monthly premium on top of whatever you pay for the car. However, in return, if the battery is leased, then you have no worries about failure. It's not your battery. If it does fail, it'll just be replaced free of charge. It's very good for peace of mind, but for a monthly premium. Now, also at this end, the original BMW i3 still very much in demand, actually holding a very good price. These start round about £5,000 for a 2013 or 14 model, head upwards into the mid-20,000 for a 2 or 3-year-old model and low mileage. VW offer the e-up, great for Yorkshire folk, with prices starting from £6,000 or £7,000. They hold the value well for an early 2014 model, up to around £16,000, £18,000 for a 2-year-old low mileage. So the message here is choose your model, then look within your budget. For example, with a price range from £2,000 to £20,000, you'll find almost every model that you want, and one of those will probably suit your budget. Similarly, if you take a fancy to a BMW i3, you've got a wide price range to look within. Now, heading back to the midfield, choice is absolutely huge. But before we head there, you should have a look at some brand new models. Now, sounds silly for a used model video, but some of the early manufacturers like Vauxhall, Peugeot, they price the models so ridiculously high, as dear as a Tesla Model 3, that they never did and never would ever sell at these stupid prices. And these now are appearing on car sales websites like AutoTrader, Motors, Cinch, and Gumtree. And these can be discounted down to amazingly silly levels. For example, while a 4 or 5-year-old Corsa might be priced at about £10,000, a brand new e-Corsa can be advertised for as little as £19,000, comes with the original manufacturer's warranty. If this is within your budget, you like Vauxhalls, these are great bargains. Peugeot's the same. Cars did not sell at all well in the early days. They were hugely overpriced, and many dealers are now trying to offload them at silly discounts. Nothing at all wrong with these cars. If you like Peugeot, you can get a brand new model direct from the Peugeot dealer for little more than the price of the average used cars. You see, list price was originally £25,000 to £30,000. You can see these advertised now for under £20,000, brand new. And most mainstream dealers, Citroën, Peugeot, Renault, VW, they're all doing exactly the same thing. They're trying to offload the cars. Do not believe there's anything wrong with them. They just made a huge mistake when they set the original ludicrous price, and they're now back down to actually where they should be. See, a brand new Peugeot 208 petrol, for example, is priced at starting about £20,000, and the brand new discounted E208, the electric version, can also be bought for about £20,000, brand new. That is true price parity. You have a choice. Well, in the mid-range, there's absolutely such a vast choice. It would be ludicrous and futile to try to list them all with the prices. As a first step, I would automatically look at the heavily discounted brand new cars on offer. Discounts can reach £10,000 or more, and that makes them stunning, great value purchases. Give you an example. If your budget's £40,000 for a used car, look at the Audi Q4 e-tron. List price starts at £51,000. You can get a brand new one on AutoTrader, £42,000. Or a Mercedes EQA, list price mid £50,000s, 1 year old, low mileage, £36,000. Well, look out for the original outrageous prices, and the bargains are incredible. Well, this quick overview shows you can get a really good cheap Nissan Leaf for £2,000. This could make an ideal starter car for your teenage children. Instead of buying them noisy, smelly, troublesome older petrol car needing servicing and repairs and tremendous insurance, and also you're going to charge it at home for them. They won't have to go down the garage. If you commute 15 mile a day, do 20 mile at the weekend, and that's all, and you can charge it home, forget range anxiety. It doesn't exist for you. Every morning, your car will have a full battery, and all you have to do is 15 miles, and you'll never get anywhere near even half charge, even if you forget to plug it in occasionally. Get away from the idea that EVs are expensive. A number of manufacturers believe just buyers to be absolutely stupid mugs, and they price their new EVs at ridiculous prices at impossible levels. It was never going to happen, so if you see them really heavily discounted, it's not because there's anything wrong with them, it's merely it's down at its proper price. Those are the ones to go for. But the used car market is now huge, £2,000 and right the way up as far as your budget stretches. Well, thanks very much for watching. I'm Dave. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have enjoyed this video, please click the like button. If you want to see more, then consider subscribing. It's totally free. Just click the button. And if you want to be notified when we release our next video, just click the bell notification icon. Thank you very much to all the existing Patreon members. You support the channel brilliantly. It allows us to do what we do. So if you want to do more than just subscribe, please have a look at the Patreon link down below. It will explain what's on offer. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Dave.